Hello, my name is Sherrod Seward. I'm a managing partner at Sherrod Sports Visas, which is part of the innovative immigration law brand. And today I'm talking about one of my new favorite, well, I wouldn't call it new, but it's something I like a lot and very passionate about, which is immigration for poker players, who I find personally to just be very interesting in people that I like to be around and certainly like to help them solve their immigration issues when it comes to coming to the United States, because Vegas is probably the #1 place in the world to be if you're a poker player and want to earn a consistent living pretty much on a daily basis. There's huge tournaments here in the United States and Vegas. And one of the things I want to talk about is how to change and obtain the P1 or O1 visa. So first, if you're in the United States, you're either in a couple of categories that are more common. One is if you're from like Europe or Australia, you're probably here on an ESTA visa waiver, which means that you came on the waiver of a requirement to have a visa. The next way that's just likely to come in is as a visitor, which means you have a B1 or B2 visa, which allows you to have up to 180 days in the country at a time. Now, a lot of people get confused because a lot of times the visitor visa will be good for 10 years, but that doesn't mean you can come to the United States and stay for 10 years. It means that you, over a 10-year period, can come and use that visitor visa to stay at the 6 months at a time, usually. And the other way that's becoming more common for people to come to the United States that are interested in poker is actually F-1 visas. Just to obtain access to the United States, they'll enroll in university programs so they can come on the F-1 visa and then play their poker. But a lot of times they really don't want the expense of the school because they're making a lot of money making poker prize money. So right now I'm going to talk about the process of kind of switching. So let's go to the first situation. When you're on an ESTA visa waiver, there's no visa there to change your status. So unfortunately, if you're here on an ESTA waiver and you want to obtain a P1, you're going to have to leave the United States after your approval, go to any consulate outside the United States and come back. Well, not anyone. Depending on your nationality and the, I would say, aptitude and willingness of the consulate to take on third country nationals, you might have to work with an immigration attorney that knows consular processing to see what would be the best opportunity for you. For example, if you're in England, you might not want to fly all the way to England to go get your passport stamped with a P1 visa. It might be better to go to Toronto, where they do accept third country nationals that are British to get their P1 visa stamped. Now, if you're here on a visitor visa, there's great news. You can change your visa from B1 to P1 without having to leave the United States. Now, if you do leave the United States, you'll need to go to a consulate to get your passport stamped with the visa, the new one, the P1 or the O1, and come back on that. The same thing applies for the F1 visa. If you're on a student visa, you can switch to P1 or O1, and it is our legal opinion that you can study full time on the P1 or O1. The trouble comes sometimes with the particular schools may be less or more comfortable with their students being on P1s or O1s, depending on how much they understand those visa categories. But there is guidance out there from ICE that says a chart of what visas you can study full time under. And it's more schools are getting hip to it and more comfortable with students on P1s and O1 visas because of the NIL that's happening with the student athletes. A lot of them are turning to getting P1 and O1 visas so they can get sponsorships. So if you have a question about how to change your visa from a B1 or F1 to a P1 or O1, what are people to call, especially in poker. And then if you are on an ESTA visa waiver and want to get a work visa so that you can stay in the United States for a longer time and do more paid activities, we can help you, one, get approved for the visa, and then also navigate your consular processing to make it as most efficient and cost efficient as possible without you having to do crazy hoops. So I hope this was helpful, and we look forward to working with you if you are a poker player or really any athlete or entertainer or high-level professional that wants to come to the United States and obtain P1, O1, or EB1A status. Thank you very much, and until next time.